Welcome in, everybody. Ritchie and Rob. He's John Ritchie. I am Rob Ellis. We are looking ahead, JR, to this big Eagles-Rams contest in Los Angeles. Of course, the Eagles go in 4-0. John, may have not been, a Mona Lisa so far, but they are undefeated, one of two teams in the league. And then you have the Rams team that comes in at 2-2 that I think maybe some view as maybe overachieving a little bit considering, talent, injuries, and whatnot. First off, give me your impressions, John, of what you're seeing here from this Rams team. You're seeing some names that maybe weren't household names necessarily, Puka and Tutu and Kyron and the rest of the team, but somehow, some way they're putting up some points here, John.
Yeah, Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, they are good. And Matthew Stafford,
yes,
is the straw that stirs the drink. Matthew Stafford is so unbelievably talented. When you just watch the way this guy throws a football, and he's got just bountiful gifts.
Arm talent. Yeah.
And I hate that we have to face that because we are not doing a great job at stopping the pass right now.
Yeah.
Way too soft in coverage. Darius Slay was playing off by 10 yards when it's 4th and 2 against the Commanders. That makes no sense to me. That cannot happen this week because Matthew Stafford and his host of young, talented playmakers will carve us up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Eagles ranked, John, 27th against the pass. And you remember last year, they were right there at the top. So it has been a drastic difference in what's happening this year compared to last year. Does this fall more on the veterans? Does it fall more on Slay and Bradbury and the guys who have been around than it does on some of the younger, the Blankenships and the real inexperienced guys who have been thrown into the fire here due to injuries or departures or whatever? Who does it fall more on the back end in your estimation?
Well, it falls on everyone who's out there. Missing assignments, missing tackles. It's everyone who takes the field has a responsibility to their teammates to do their job. And that's not always getting done consistently. That's a problem. I can tell you it bothers me a lot that Darius Slay looked as disinterested as he did in this last game against Washington. I couldn't figure out if he was just so exhausted from picking up the slack from James Bradbury being out previously. I didn't know if he was getting messages sent in from the sideline. Hey, we need you to play off and soft. 12 yards,
no big plays.
Ball.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know where the messaging was coming from to tell him to play the way he played on Sunday, but it was not good enough. And it looked lackadaisical at times. And they were going after him. I mean, Sam Howell was going after Darius Slay.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. No. Yeah, that should not be happening. So what's your sense generally? I mean, the passing game returns, they ran it okay, against Washington. And I thought Swift made some plays for sure late when you needed them. And you're not going to be able to pound every team for 200 yards. I get that. But what's your general sense of where the offense is at this point, John? Because we did see them, A.J. Brown, Devontae make some plays. Goddard, that's still a mystery. But offensively, are you feeling better, the same? Where are you with the offense?
I feel better.
Okay.
I thought the passing game took a big step, and we still need to get Dallas Goedert involved. I'm amazed that it's been so difficult. We should just be able to dial things up in the first 15. Earmark 4 plays in the first 15, 3 plays in the first 15, where you get the ball in his hands and let him work.
Right.
I think AJ Brown is unbelievable. He's even better this season. I think Devontae Smith is even better this season. I haven't felt like Jalen has been better this season.
Yep.
And I don't really understand that. I have to chalk that up to just figuring out how to manage this relationship with the new offensive coordinator, figuring out how to manage a rocky relationship with his offensive line in terms of trusting the protection over the first month. So, look, I was willing to I was willing to grade on a curve for the
Right.
first month of the season. I'm willing to say, hey, training camp is now a walkthrough for the most part. So we have to, you know, diminish our
Yeah.
expectations for great play in the first month. But that first month is now over, Bert. It's time to see the full force of this Eagles team on offense. It's time to see the full force of Jalen Hurts, league MVP Jalen Hurts. I'm hoping that's just around the corner. That's just around the corner against this Rams team.
Professor Ritchie has lifted the curve, students. Be ready this week. All right, John, give me your gut. I don't need a score, but you feel like the Eagles win this game, or what's your sense
Yeah,
of
I
the
feel
Rams?
like the Eagles win, but we're
Right.
going to have to play better than we have thus far. This is the biggest challenge we faced. If we play the way we did last week, we don't win.
Yep.
So we've got to do better.
Okay. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think the Eagles win, but I think it's going to be a shootout kind of game. John
Yeah.
and I do this each and every week. We look back, we look ahead. We just gave you a little preview of the Rams. Hey, want to remind everybody to download the betPARX app. They have everything there that you could possibly need. Point spreads, parlays, totals, you name it. It's all there. Do yourself a favor and download, get in on all the fun. All right, John, looking forward to next week, my friend. As always, you are the best. He's John Ritchie. I'm Rob Ellis. We are Ritchie and Rob for betPARX.